My name is Mark Nelson. I'm retired since 2012, and I was formerly the Chief of Design Branch in Charleston District. It's the Ben Sawyer Bridge, went from Mount Pleasant out to Sullivan's Island, and in Hurricane Hugo, the bridge was a swing span bridge that swung a little bit and then it fell off the pier. And so it was tilted into the waterway, and we wanted to put it back in place so that people could drive back out to the Sullivan's Island and the Isle of Palms. And I was familiar with these bridges. I'd worked on 4 of them in North Carolina, and I could see that it was fine. It was structurally fine. It was just offset off the pier. And so I called Hal back and I said, Hal, we can put this back in place. It'll work. It's not broken. It just needs to be put back in place. I had friends and family that lived out there. There was no Isle of Palms connector, so I knew people who couldn't go home, who couldn't go see what was left of their homes. And so I had an interest in that. One of the great things about working for the Corps of Engineers is public service. And I'm a native South Carolinian, and if I can help South Carolina, that's important to me. And this was a chance to do that. The coordination with other parts of the district, other people in the district, Jim Henderson doing cost estimates, Kevin Stubblebine doing project management work, contracting, working with me on writing the contracts. It was, and you have to remember, everybody that was in the office at that time working on projects had left their home and their families in some degree of disarray. Everybody had a tree on their house, around their driveway, or in their yard. Kids who couldn't go to school, and no electricity, and no food, and everybody was taking cold showers, and it was a tough time. And well, we went looking for a crane big enough to pick it up, and we couldn't find one. We talked to the Navy, we talked to contractors. Nobody in the Southeast had anything anywhere near that big. The contractor who got the job to do it came up with the idea, I don't have to lift the span, I just need to tilt it. And it's much easier picking up half of it and tilting it than picking the whole thing up. So you've got a bridge, 2 barges, 2 tugs pushing this thing around, trying to fit it into place, and it wouldn't go. They got within 12 inches of being lined up, and they couldn't get it to go the last 12 inches. The moment that hit me was when we were 12 inches away from having it in place, and we couldn't get it that last 12 inches. And the barges were, the tugs were jumping and dancing and trying their best, and the bridge is bouncing, and it just won't go. And I'm standing there, and it's right in front of me, and I wanted to reach out and just grab it, and I actually reached out and grabbed it and tried to pull. Well, it's a 1,000,000-pound bridge. I'm not going to pull it, but I just wanted so bad for it to be in place and be done. And it took 12 more hours before we could get there. Well, it was funny. It happened at 2 o'clock in the morning. And the DOT engineer who'd been out there with us, he and I were the first 2 people to drive a vehicle across the bridge. And so that was kind of exciting. And so we got back across the bridge. And as soon as we got off the bridge, here comes a large barge and a huge tug coming down the waterway. And the bridge won't swing, it's there, and he's going to try and get under. And he's dropping antennas, and he's dropping equipment, and he comes under the bridge, and he misses it by about 6 inches. And I'm talking to the state guy, and we're laughing, and I'm saying, you know, he could have knocked it right back in the water again, and nobody would have known we had it fixed, because it's 2 o'clock in the morning, there's no pictures, and it could have all we'd have started all over again. It was very satisfying to know that people were going to go home and find out what they faced and what they could do about it. Corps people step up, do what needs to be done, and get it done. And the focus is there. There's no politics in it. There's no, I'm trying to get credit for what happened. I've been on teams with people from all over the country, different districts, different places. You show up at one place and work gets done. And it's a great testament to the Corps of Engineers and the kind of people that work here.